What's going on, guys? This is Rob Carbone, and you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis than by tuning into this podcast right here, right now. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Rob Carbone coming at you with another episode of BD4. Tonight we're doing episode 60. The Knicks fell flat here on the West Coast. Listen, we're going to make this one really, really short. And when I mean really, really short, I mean really short, like 10 minutes maximum short. Because when you get blown out for 3 games in a row, we'll only be talking about the last 2 games, but when you get blown out consistently of late, it's kind of hard to dig into, right? It's pretty simple. You know, the Knicks got blown out. The Knicks didn't play well. The other team played well. The Knicks played a team with a bunch of talent, while the Knicks don't have much. It's kind of hard to dive into and pick apart. So it's not going to be a long episode here of BD4, but yeah, it's first off, I do want to start out that by saying this was expected. Okay, I'm not going to be one to flip out and throw a tantrum here that the Knicks lost to the Lakers, who will probably be playing in the Western Conference Finals, that the Knicks lost to the Clippers, who will probably be playing the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and that the Knicks lost to the Jazz, a top 4 team, I believe, in the Western Conference. So I'm not going to be sitting here and act like that was unexpected, that the Knicks should have beaten them, and that the Knicks should have, at least played close games. No, I expected both of the last couple of nights to be blowouts. But that's really not the thing. The one thing that's bothered me, or a couple things that have bothered me these last couple of nights, actually surprisingly so, have been Mike Miller and just the way he's had his team prepared and the way he's been playing his team. First and foremost, well, let's discuss the game a little bit. Against the Lakers, it was kind of typical. Lakers were good, Knicks were bad. LeBron did his thing. But first of all, the Knicks were playing way too loose on LeBron. They were playing gave him way too much space. Now I understand he's no 3-point shooter, but he'll hit it if you leave him open, and they left the guy open way too many times. They played no defense on him, and he ended up hitting 6 of 12 of his attempts from downtown. Yeah, Dwight Howard even hit a goddamn 3-pointer against the Knicks. They didn't really bring anything out there. Anthony Davis was very dominant for a little bit until he got hurt. Then he left the game. I think he's okay. Bobby Portis was ejected with a flagrant foul, too, in the second quarter by hitting, Caldwell Pope on the head. And like I said, the Knicks just pretty much gave up once they realized they weren't going to win that game, and that was in the first quarter. So that was one of the things that's bothered me over the last couple of games, is when the Knicks realize they're not going to be in this game, when they realize, all right, we're playing the Lakers, all right, we're playing the Jazz, they kind of let their foots off the pedals. And they went through cruise control and, just let things happen. And that's one of the things I can't accept. When you're a young team that's not going to win many games, you better be giving an effort and just not give up. You better be playing all 48 minutes, hard basketball. You better be playing hard ball for 48 minutes. But they weren't. They kind of played some soft defense. Like I said, they gave players too much space, and it was the same story tonight against the Jazz. Rudy Gobert had his way in the paint. He destroyed the Knicks off pick and roll all night. Mitchell Robinson was even lackluster, and that's very uncharacteristic of Mitchell Robinson. So I didn't like his efforts tonight. Towards the end of the second quarter, there was a long rebound that Mitch could have easily grabbed, but he let it go to Donovan Mitchell. He laid back, and Mitchell ended up scoring 2 points, or the Jazz scored 2 points off of it. I don't know who exactly scored it to end the period, when Mitchell should have gotten a rebound that he didn't even make an effort to grab. So there are things like that I didn't like. The Knicks, they realized, we're not in this game. Let's just go through the motions, and whatever happens, happens. And that's one of the things that I think is on coaching. That falls on coaching 100%. You have to have your team prepared, have to have your team focused, and just ready to go out there and compete for 48 minutes. But the thing that's bothered me most of these last couple of nights is with that, with the Knicks knowing they're not going to win these games, right? We all know they weren't going to win them, like I said. But with that, they why isn't Mike Miller at least losing with the young kids as opposed to right now he's playing the vets. Tonight's starting lineup, holy shit, it was Elfrid Payton. Excuse my language. It was Elfrid Payton, okay, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Bobby Portis, and Taj Gibson. That was your starting lineup with Morris and Randall out tonight. Forget starting Knox. Forget putting Iggy in there for meaningful minutes. Forget playing Dotson, playing Trier. Forget playing Frank Ntilikina at the point or playing him more than 19 minutes. No, we gave Portis plus 20 plus minutes. We gave Wayne Ellington 20 plus minutes. We gave Taj Gibson the start. We gave who else out there just continued to get minutes when they shouldn't. All these vets are getting these big minutes, and that's the one thing that's frustrating me. It seems like Miller is. Here's my thing. I want a balance. You guys, I've said this throughout the year that I want the Knicks to balance things out where they try to be competitive, right? Try to be competitive, but at the same time try to develop your youth, because that's the all-end goal here is to develop this foundation, right? But it seems like Mike Miller, and again, I'm not trying to, call for a coach firing already again, second in a row, but it seems like Mike Miller is trying to win, just win. It's not like he's trying to find this balance of developing the young players and win at the same time. He's not really finding a middle ground. He's more just ignoring the young kids right now and just trying to find wins out there. To pad his resume, I don't know, but I would like for him to find this balance where he's staying competitive, but also staying competitive by using his youth. But right now, it seems like he's emphasizing winning and not really looking at the young youth at all. So I would like him to find that balance and play Frank Ntilikina, who is your best player tonight, more than 19 minutes. He was a plus 10. He scored 16 points on 60% shooting, but he played just 19 minutes. He should have played 30, 35 minutes. Elfrid Payton was the Knicks' worst player tonight, minus 33 in the box score. But, stats aside, you could see he was getting blown by. Emmanuel Mudiay was looking like LeBron James out there on Payton. And, Payton was playing 24 minutes. This is something I don't like. You got to distribute the minutes a little better out there and give your young kids, the kids that are going to be here, they should be getting the bulk of the minutes here. We're 38 games into the season. I think you've showcased enough. You've showcased these vets enough. At this point in time, the league knows who Bobby Portis is. The league knows who Wayne Ellington is, who Taj Gibson is. You really can't showcase them any further. You've played them enough to where the league knows who they're trading for if they do at all. So you might as well just play the kids from here on out. And if you're going to lose, you're at least losing with somebody who's part of your future, as opposed to losing with players who aren't going to be here 2-3 weeks from now. So that's one of the things I've been frustrated about lately with Mike Miller, is just simply not playing the youth enough. And not that trying to win is bad, but realistically speaking, when you're playing the Lakers, when you're playing the Clippers and the Jazz, and you're getting blown out by the time the second quarter hits, look at the odds here and play your youth a little bit more. So that's the thing that's bothered me the last couple of nights. But yeah, I mean, I expected the Knicks to lose these games, and I'm not going to go crazy about that, because we knew they weren't going to win these games, and I said it when they were 6-6. During the first 12 games of Miller's stint, I said the Knicks are playing good ball right now, but they're about to enter a stretch where the narrative is going to change drastically, and it's going to become negative a little bit for the next couple of weeks. And it's been negative right now because they're playing contenders, legit contenders, and they're going to continue to play contenders. So it's going to get uglier before it gets any prettier. Pelicans on Friday, so they get a little bit of a break there, but then they have Miami, Milwaukee. Pretty soon they're going to meet up with the Lakers again this month. The Sixers, the Raptors, they've got some tough elite teams ahead. So it's going to get uglier before it gets prettier. But like I've said, whatever happens versus the elite will happen. Whatever. But against the games that, when they play beatable teams, you want to see the Knicks take those games, because at least it shows that they're competitive. At least it shows that they're somewhat of a watchable, respectable product. So if they continue to lose to the elite teams while beating the teams that they, you know, should be beating, I'll accept it because it means they can at least play some. They'll probably give them a 400 record under Miller to close out the season, and that's fine because at least it shows somewhat of a step in the right direction. But right now, we're going through a tough stretch of the schedule, and it's going to get tougher. So it's probably going to continue to be tough for the Knicks in terms of getting results. But like I said, the one thing I do want to see is play the youth a little more, or else that's just going to frustrate me and the rest of the fan base here. But I think that's all I have. That was a pretty short episode tonight. Like I said, it's kind of hard to depict to pick apart everything when you're getting blown out for a couple of games in a row. You can't really talk about too much. So that was that. The Knicks continue to lose. They are now 10-28, but we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens going forward. It's I don't know. I just can't wait for this trade deadline. The deadline needs to come, not just to ship these vets out, but to get some assets in return, right? And the Marcus Morris thing is one thing I've been stressing all season that the Knicks do. This is a free agent. He's not going to be on the team. You know, he'll be a free agent at the end of the season. So you might as well see what you have. His value will never be higher, Morris. Trade him to a contender, potentially get a first-round pick in return. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, Morris wants to be a Knick going forward. So maybe you trade him to a team right now, you get your pick, and then you meet again in the summer, and you get the best of both worlds. You get your pick, and you get Morris back. But if the Knicks don't trade him, and they keep, you know, they bank on re-signing, they plan on re-signing him in the summer, what if he pulls off something like he did this past summer and what he did with San Antonio and just left them? So you're kind of risking losing him for nothing if you don't pull off a trade here. So I don't know. I think you have to trade Morris. That's the one guy you do have to trade. And then whatever happens with the rest of these guys, Portis, Gibson, Ellington, you're not going to get much for them, but just get them out of here just so you can clear roster spots for guys like Kenny Wooten, who's been tearing it up in the G League. Maybe, what's that point guard, that guard's name, the shooting guard? Lamar Peters, I believe. He's been doing well. And maybe just free time, you know, get some more burn for guys like Kevin Knox that are already on the roster, just to free up time, you know. So that's I'm going to be looking forward to the trading deadline, and hopefully this opens up some more. You know, this can help Miller play the youth more. So, and Iggy too. Iggy's a guy I would love to see get more action, you know, as opposed to just playing in garbage time, which is kind of annoying because that's the only time we see him. Alonzo Trier. You know, maybe he'll get traded, though. I have a feeling he's not going to be a Knick for long. But, yeah, that's just the one thing I really want to see going forward. Just if you're going to lose, if you're going to play these elite teams and obviously going to lose, do it while playing the young kids. Just play the kids. Play the kids. All right. That's all I got tonight, guys. I'm going to end this one short. I got to go to bed. It's late. Rob Carbone, episode 60 of BD4. No better way. Knicks fall flat on West Coast. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Ciao.